Welcome to Books for Success. Today, we're delving into the wisdom within 28-Day Fast Start Day by Day by Jen Stevens. 28-Day Fast Start Day by Day offers an original intermittent fasting program for forming lasting habits, even after prior lapses. Simple daily check-ins build self-awareness and resilience as readers discover renewed health over 28 days of time-restricted eating. Before we begin, subscribe and ring the bell for notifications if you want to keep receiving the knowledge of book summaries about health, wealth, love, psychology, and much more. Don't be shy about dropping your book suggestions for us to summarize. Also, you can use this video as an audiobook summary. Let's grow and succeed together. What's in it for me? Intermittent fasting made easier. Jen Stevens, 28-Day Fast Start. Day by Day, the ultimate guide to starting or restarting your intermittent fasting lifestyle. So, it sticks. From Atkins to paleo, fad diets promising fast weight loss come and go every year. But restrictive regimens focused on restricting what you eat rarely lead to long-lasting results. Eventually, your willpower gives out and the pounds come back. But what if instead of changing what you eat, you made a small sustainable shift as to when you eat? Enter intermittent fasting, or IF for short. It's a lifestyle with a list of benefits in terms of weight loss and general health that's long and growing. The magic of IF lies in metabolic flexibility, the ability to seamlessly shift between using food and stored body fat for fuel. Yet guidance on the transition process is key. In this summary, we'll look at tips and tricks to make the shift to the IF lifestyle as painless and rewarding as possible. So, if you're ready, let's get started. Fasting, an appetizer. So, what is intermittent fasting all about? At its core, it simply means extending your nighttime fast. The time you already spend fasting, because you're asleep, by a few extra hours. That's more or less it. And a host of health, wellness, and weight loss benefits will follow. Sound too good to be true? It's not. As Dr. Mark Mattson, a leading IF expert of over 30 years attests, this approach to eating offers profound long-term health gains, like improved brain function and disease prevention. And he's far from alone. Respected voices from MIT to Johns Hopkins reach the same verdict. IF is a sustainable path to improved health. It's all about trading restrictive dieting for smart timing. No more counting calories or denying yourself your favorite foods. Just restrict your eating to a certain time window, say 8 hours, and fast the rest of the time. The author experienced this approach as nothing short of a revelation. She'd long assumed that breakfast was the day's most indispensable meal. But before long, her habits had changed, and she soon made peace with having little more than coffee until mid-afternoon. It worked better than she ever dreamed. 80 pounds melted away and never came back. Amazed by the physical and mental benefits, she became an IF evangelist, eager to spread the good news. But she found many people, while experiencing benefits, eventually faltered. Why? These people lacked the tools to turn their initial enthusiasm into a lifelong habit. That insight sparked her mission to give people the tools to make IF truly stick. When people fail to develop a solid habit around IF, it's rarely due to fasting itself being too hard. More often, they fall victim to shaky psychology, either setting unrealistic expectations or getting thrown off course by external doubts. The key, then, is equipping yourself with unshakable self-trust to stay the course through ups and downs. With the right mindset, it gets easier over time, not harder. Falling off the wagon once in a while is to be expected. It's about being resilient enough to always get back on. Think of a toddler learning to walk. She falls, gets up, falls again, and gets right back up again, until pretty soon, it looks effortless. So too with your IF journey. The first step in starting or restarting the intermittent fasting lifestyle is to commit without reservations to give it your all for a full 28 days. No exceptions, no excuses permitted. Consider it a pilot test. If it works for you for a month, imagine how your life could change if you stuck with it for good. The choice is yours. How far are you willing to go? Fast and furious. Over the first month of your IF lifestyle, you'll begin most days with black coffee or tea. Then switch to water as afternoon nears. Around mid-afternoon, break your fast with a small snack, followed a few hours later by a hearty home-cooked dinner. An after-dinner dessert lets you end your feast before beginning your next fast. The fast start is a strategic approach outlining key elements to make your transition to an intermittent fasting lifestyle successful. Here, FAST stands for Fast, Clean, Adapt, Settle in, and Tweak. Throughout the rest of this summary, we'll go over these principles. Let's start with Fast Clean. This is all about not cheating with things like low-calorie foods or supplements that can undermine the process. Remember, when you're eating, and when you're fasting, you're fasting. End of story. Fasting clean is the key to achieving three main goals: keeping insulin levels low, tapping into fat stores, and enabling autophagy. Let's take these in order. First, keeping insulin levels low. We do this because insulin is a storage hormone that signals the body to halt fat burning. Even zero-calorie sweeteners can trigger insulin release through taste receptors, the so-called cephalic phase response. This biological shortcut tells the brain, food is on the way, spurring anticipatory insulin release, whether or not sugar actually appears. To keep insulin low, avoid anything that tastes sweet or food-like, including diet soda, flavored coffee and tea, herbal tea, broth, spices, vinegar, and more. Stick to plain sparkling water, black coffee, or plain tea. It takes discipline, but the metabolic payoff is immense. Goal number 2 is tapping into fat stores. When we're fasting, we want to burn our own body fat, not external fuel sources. So avoid cream, oils, butter, exogenous ketones, or anything else that provides extraneous energy. Drawing solely on internal resources will mean you deepen your metabolic shift into fat burning. Finally, goal number 3 is enabling autophagy. Autophagy is the cellular cleanup process enabled by fasting, whereby old and damaged cellular components are broken down and recycled, to be then replaced by new and improved ones. Autophagy is upregulated when insulin is low and no protein is coming in. Anything with protein can interfere by giving the body external supplies instead of prompting this self-recycling process. Therefore, avoid supplements like protein, collagen, and BCAAs during your fasting period. Your body will soon adapt to all of the above. As you practice clean fasting again and again, it becomes easier, more natural, and more cleansing. You'll tap into deep metabolic resources, and you may find that you experience heightened mental clarity as a result. If you need to end your fast early for some reason, it's important that you do so as an intentional choice, not a way to cheat the underlying biology. So, if you fast clean, and then reap the rewards, adapting and settling in, feeling sluggish, headachy, or hungrier than usual while getting started with intermittent fasting? Having trouble concentrating or feeling fatigued? It's an uncomfortable but necessary rite of passage on the way to fat adaptation. As your body transitions from burning food energy to burning stored fat, you may experience physical struggles, cravings, mood changes, and more. But understanding the science behind this metabolic shift is key to sticking it out. Our bodies normally run on glucose from food or glycogen stores. Tap those out, and the liver must dip into backup fuel tanks, body fat. Making that metabolic switch is the magic of fasting, but it doesn't happen overnight. Picture glycogen as a storage tank in the liver, filling and draining each day. If it stays topped up, burning body fat for fuel doesn't kick in. But each time you fast, you nibble away at these reserves. Over days and weeks, the tank empties further until it's nearly depleted. That's the triggering point. Finally, the brain signals it's time for Plan B. Hello? Fat adaptation. The liver starts churning out ketones from body fat to feed the brain. Mental clarity surges on this new energy source. You've flipped the switch and gained metabolic flexibility, the ability to seamlessly burn food or stored fuel. That is, body fat, as needed. Regaining metabolic flexibility through fasting takes some build-up. It's like training for a race. At first, it may feel nearly impossible, but gradually, the liver adapts by stockpiling less and less glycogen. It may get harder, just before it gets easier. That's the final reserves draining out before the switch flips. So, If you feel like you're moving through jello and struggling to get through your fasts, stay positive. It means you're on the verge of fat adapting and accessing that inner power source. Remember that the hardship doesn't last. Your body will soon learn to thrive in this new mode. The duration of the shift varies dramatically from person to person based on factors such as metabolic health. But stay the course with clean fasting and trust the biology. You could turn the corner any day now. Until then, celebrate each small sign of progress. The fight is worth it. You're winning back metabolic flexibility and the health benefits that come with it. So, that's adaptation. Settling in is comparatively simple. It's all about embracing the routine of your fast, week by week. Closely monitor yourself during this time. How are you feeling? Both physically and emotionally. How's your sleep? How's your concentration? Staying on top of how you're feeling by means of journaling or other tools will help you settle it. It will highlight the progress that you're making as time goes on, as well as any challenges that could use some addressing. Remember, you're making a significant change to your body's ingrained biological processes. Some minor discomfort is to be expected. But luckily, you can meet these challenges by making tweaks to your fasting routine. We'll talk about those next. Tweaking the process. With the momentum of our busy lives, putting new behaviors into place can be hard. The key is finding a sustainable rhythm, one that fits seamlessly into your specific lifestyle. The author's motto is, "Tweak it till it's easy." In other words, experiment until you land on a routine that aligns with your needs. This is because building healthy habits requires pushing beyond your comfort zone. But take care that the process does not become an uphill battle, day in and day out. Listen when your body says, "That's enough for now," and scale back when your regime feels untenably rigid. The goal is a program that adapts to your life's demands. Here are some tweaks you can make. First, tweak the timing of your eating window. Experiment with different eating windows to find your sweet spot. If your preferred 8-hour daily eating window isn't working, try shifting it earlier or later, while keeping the 8-hour boundary. Small adjustments can make all the difference. Pay attention to when you feel best both physically and mentally, and let your body guide you toward a schedule that feels best for you. Additionally, tweak the foods you use to break your fast. Ultra-processed snacks may pacify your hunger in the moment, but leave you unsatisfied shortly after. Whole, nutrient-dense foods often will provide more lasting energy and satisfaction. How does the food make you feel? Does it give you a sense of vitality? Or is your body still searching for something it needs? Let fulfillment guide you when choosing foods. Lastly, try tweaking your perspective to one of gratitude. The waiting period before you can eat may feel tedious or difficult. But understand, this is the exact moment your body is providing you benefits. Cellular repair, immune support, fat burning. Instead of impatience to eat, cultivate an appreciation for everything your body is accomplishing during the fast. Don't let goodwill towards yourself push out negativity. By tuning into your needs and making ongoing tweaks, you pave the way for health patterns that come as naturally as possible. Final summary. In this summary to 28-Day Fast Start, Day by Day by Jen Stevens, you've learned that intermittent fasting is about a metabolic shift enabling your body to tap into fat stores for fuel. The acronym FAST outlines the key principles: fast clean to enable fat burning, adapt through the discomfort knowing it passes, settle into a sustainable rhythm, and tweak the approach as needed. It's about resilience, flexibility, and trust, as well as knowing that this straightforward habit can profoundly transform your health. More than pounds dropping off, you'll shed years off your body and mind. Committing to the process and intermittent fasting will not only get easier, but offer increasing rewards with time. This is your moment. Step through the door and discover just how far 28 days of intermittent fasting can take you. Thanks for being part of our insightful voyage. If our summary piqued your interest, we encourage you to dive into the complete book for a deeper understanding. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more content if you're new here, and share it with others who might find it valuable. Keep on reading, discovering, and advancing until our next adventure.